welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to another 24/7 news report. The headline news is that Everton scouts watched Troy Parrott score twice as the striker gave Ireland a 2-0 lead over Portugal on Thursday, the 13th of November. The Toffees are in desperate need of a striker who can provide much needed goals to kickstart the second half of the season. The 23-year-old Irishman has a close eye kept on him by the club's scouts so far for AZ Alkmaar, with 13 goals in 14 appearances for the Dutch side. It may prove a big ask for him to leave behind a successful campaign in the Eredivisie, but Parrott is certainly on Everton's radar, and that comes from Brogan Clasper from Everton.news. Parrott's an interesting one for me because he comes in same age as Tieno Barry, not much experience. It's why Spurs let him go in the first place. Scoring loads of goals in the Eredivisie, yeah, but it seems like every semi-decent striker who comes through Europe bags 25 in the Eredivisie before pushing on. So I don't know, I just am really iffy about it. I'd much rather us go and get a more experienced striker if we're going to let Beto go and then let Barry develop behind that striker, someone like an Ivan Toney or something of that mould. I just think having Troy Parrott and Tieno Barry is just going to lead to another Chimiti situation where we sell one of them for, less than what we paid. We lose money again because it's what this club does. I just think it'd be really silly. I really like Troy Parrott. I think he showed against Portugal. I think he showed in his appearances for the Eredivisie that he's a natural finisher. Physically strong, good turn of pace, deceptively good with the ball at his feet. He's a good striker, and for the right fee, I definitely would really like him at Everton. But I think it's one of those where, I think it leaves us in a situation where we have these two strikers battling who are the same age. Who, and to some people, that might sound good, but it means someone's going to lose the battle unless David Moyes is considering playing two up front, which then I can understand a little bit more. But then that probably indicates towards a shift to three at the back, which I could also understand, to be honest with you, considering I lack a full-back depth. I don't know where to think with this. I don't know what exactly to make of it, what to give as my opinion, because I really like Troy Parrott. I think it'd be a really good signing, but logically I can't get behind it because they're going to want 25-30 mil for him because they're losing him in the middle of the season, because he's their main talisman, because he's pushing them up the league with his goals. I just don't know. I just think it'd be very silly personally. So we'll have to see. But moving on, according to Football Insider, Newcastle will have to pay over £20 million for James Garner if Everton trigger their extension to add an extra year onto his current contract. His current contract would then expire in 2027. Or if they give him a new deal, Everton won't, and then this comes from Team Talk, Everton won't entertain any offers for James Garner in January. The Toffees are also confident the 24-year-old midfielder will sign a new deal. Everton have the option to extend Garner's deal by 12 months. I know James Garner's very hit and miss with the fan base. Some people love him and praise everything he does. Some people say he only passes sideways, etc, etc, etc. Losing him for like £25 million it might as well be us holding up a sign saying, hey, we are stupid. I think it's one of those where it's just daft, it's just silly. He is a key player. He's playing every game, he's playing multiple positions, he's playing well in most of those positions too. I think losing him for 20 million is absolutely daft in January. It's one of those where it feels like whenever any Everton player has a semi-decent run of form, it's Newcastle are linked. They were linked to Calvert-Lewin for years and then never sniffed near him when he was available on a free. I think it's just agent talk, it's just paper talk. We'll have to see, but I genuinely think to lose Garner in January, we'd have to be asking for close to double that, and I say he's worth 40 mil, not particularly, but he's an important player, plays multiple positions, so then the value goes up for that positional versatility, because it then means someone gets taken out of the depth chart for being able to play that role, and it just leaves us in an even bigger problem than we're in already when it comes to squad depth. Garner's a key part of that squad depth, being able to play both full-back positions and in midfield, so it'd be very silly to let him go, in my opinion. Paddy Boylan from The Athletic reported that Everton are exploring loading out Adamo in January to aid to speed up his development. I do think this is the right decision, although I think if we're going to do that, we need to get another left-back in. Mikalenko's been absolutely terrible every minute of football he's played, so maybe getting a more experienced left-back who can play over Mikalenko, who's a bit better, and then Adamo can have a loan or two to really develop, to really push forward, and then to hopefully take that starting left back spot. Because I just don't think Mykolenko is the right player for it. I just think it's one of those where I just don't think he's good enough. He has a few occasional good games, but I just don't really see what everyone else sees, to be honest with you. I don't say that, not even what everyone else sees or what some people see sometimes, because I just don't see the ability there. I think he's just a bit bang average to below average at everything. There's no real standout attribute, to be honest with you. And the final bit of news slash gossip slash is that former Everton player Wayne Rooney has told Jack Grealish to book his holidays for next summer, as he believes Grealish won't make Thomas Tuchel's 2026 World Cup squad. It's not really news per se, but I kind of agree with Rooney so far. Grealish's performances have begun to tail off a little bit in terms of production. I still think he's playing really well, but I think the production has to match the performance to get into the England squad. I wouldn't call him first choice left winger. I wouldn't call him second choice left winger. You know, I really want Jack to make it, and I think he can. That's the difference. I think if he can really up the production along with the performances and how he's playing, because he's playing really well, if he can put the numbers next to those performances, I could definitely see him being called up to the squad as a backup option. I really do think he can as a spark plug. But I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't make it into the squad at all, to be honest with you. I just think it's one of those where Tuchel looks like he's got a majority of his squad picked out, and the only people who are going to be able to squeeze in are like the top of the top, who are just putting up outrageous numbers, outrageous performances. I think they're the people who are going to get in, and I do think Grealish is capable of that. So I think Rooney's right. I don't think Grealish is going to make it to the squad, but I can see a world where everything clicks and he can make it into the squad. If Everton get a striker that can finish his chances, for example, I think you could easily see him in the England squad. But that is all for this video. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Everton Newsfeed, and follow myself on Twitter at CallumBrannan3. And I'll see you all for the next video and or live stream that I am on.